Welcome, everybody, to the Impeller Studios in the Black Mission briefing. My name is Edmar. I'm the founder of the studio, and I have two very special guests here today. Not only David Westman, but also Noah Brewster, two fantastic people from the team. We're going to cover the latest demo update, the core engine and UI changes from both Noah and Alex, as well as a direct pass-through and recent player feedback. We have I think the last time we did a live stream was 2 weeks ago, actually. Took a break last week for the holiday. This past week, I've been actually at CES myself, so I'm coming in very, very hot on this. I just got into my own home last night, and wanted to make sure we gave you guys a quick update. Things are moving very quickly, so really excited to share this with you. As always, please post your questions and comments in the chat. We will stop along the way and take them. Okay, let me see. So we have some good focus today. So we're going to talk about control, MFD behavior, CWIS logic, progression bugs, quality of life issues surfaced during the early access testing. Let's start with a tech team update. So I got this nice summary from Alex and Noah earlier. What I'll do, maybe Noah, I'll go through this update really quick that you guys provided, and then you could add your commentary. That makes sense?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, let me see what we'll do here. All right, so I'll start with this. So Toby, obviously eye tracking has been one of the big requests we got from a very vocal group of fans in the demo. Alex has been working closely with Max on head tracking support, and Alex himself has been actually focused on Toby of late. He produced a very nice video, so I'm going to play that right now so we can watch it. I think it's a few minutes long. He's going to go through some of the changes and the new support. But high level is that Toby eye tracking has been added. There's improved camera fading and head eye driven interaction. Let's take a look at this video. Let me just pull it up here. Let me see if I can do this correctly. Here we go.
Hey everyone, Alex here, software engineer at Impeller Studios. Today I'll be demoing our head and eye tracking support with Toby. Pilot's head moves with your head, but then also with wherever your eyes look. So that's top left of the screen, that's bottom right. Ooh, glasses were getting in the way. So yeah, there are a bunch of new settings. In the view settings menu, there's eye tracking. You can toggle this on and off at any time. Same thing with head tracking. You can also disable eye tracking and head tracking when you're zoomed. They both have look acceleration, so this is tied into our smoothing algorithms. If you set them to 1, it's not quite the raw input. We still do smooth it a little bit. The raw Toby data stream is pretty rough. So yeah, the smoothing has to be on all the time, and we are going to work on that algorithm a bit in the future too, pending your guys' feedback, of course. Yeah, there's roll limit, just like before for track IR. Most of these settings are the same. I think this is the only addition to the head tracking menu, and this one is Toby only. The track IR data stream is very smooth, so we don't have to do any smoothing algorithms for that at all. But yeah, we can jump right into it.
Flight system deactivated. Collision imminent.
I got distracted with fancy head tracking.
For those tuning in, we are watching a video right now from Alex on Tobii tracking support, which has recently been implemented. No, I just unmuted your mic, so feel free to jump in if you want to add anything while he's doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, the head tracking, like, I was a believer for, like, I've used Track IR in the past, and it adds a lot of immersion. Like Tobii with nothing on, no wires connected to you, and like the gaze boost that Alex layered on top of the head tracking portion it's super immersive.
Yeah,
It feels really, really cool to use.
it looks well. I can totally see why there are fans who, once you start using it, you don't want to go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. So right now, just for people who are not familiar with Tobii, Alex is not wearing anything, correct?
Correct.
Right. There's basically a hardware device that's sitting probably on top of his monitor that is watching his his face.
Yeah.
Collision imminent.
And tracking where his eyes are looking.
That's actually crazy because he's actually wearing glasses right now, right?
Yes.
So
And those can interfere a little bit, I've noticed in my testing, because I have big glasses.
I see that.
It's
I mean, obviously, we all have them. Everybody here.
I guess that's what you get for sitting in front of a screen as much as we do. But yeah,
very cool. Well, Alex, if you're watching, thank you so much for putting this together for us. It's really cool to see it in action. But more importantly, thank you for adding this.
Target locked.
I didn't know if he was saying something. I'm talking to Alex in the past.
All right. See you guys.
Very cool.
well done.
All right. Yes, very good, Alex. So kudos to Alex, but also thank you to the fans out there who requested this. One of the things that I love about having our own team like this, we can actually do things without waiting for any kind of big blockers from a publisher or any kind of large other stakeholders that we'd have to answer to. We are the stakeholders, and in my eyes, the players are our bosses. So with some, obviously, some requests, as long as there's good reason, we have good number of people who can benefit from, and obviously we're great partners like Tobii and Natural Motion who are also able to support us from a technical perspective. We are more than happy to implement, which is why we've got these great relationships going, not only with Logitech and Thrustmaster, but Tobii and Natural Motion and Alienware. Obviously, very cool partner as well. All right, so cool. So we see a couple comments here coming in. This is coming from MK Powers, a regular fan. Great to see you here. So this update, I could target and fire missiles and incoming missiles. Was this always a feature that I never realized? No, it wasn't.
It was. Yeah. You got to be quick, but you can do it.
To me, this means that this player is getting better. Yeah, your reflexes are getting better in the game, which is awesome. I think In the Black is definitely requires skill to play, but I think a lot of people can jump on pretty quickly with a little practice. But it's the kind of game that there's a really nice ramp for skill. As we could see from some players in our player base who have been playing the demo for upwards of 50 hours, doing really well. All right, so we also have another comment coming from NK Power. I also love the new movement animations for third-person view. Very cool. Well, thank you. Okay, so that's eye tracking. So thanks again for submitting those requests through our in-game feedback system. We also keep a close eye on the Steam discussion page. Big help to us if any viewers of this live stream, any fans of the game, if they're able to jump in and help players on the Steam page, that would be great. We also have our Discord for In the Black, which everyone is invited to. Okay, so the tech team has been very busy. The other thing that was introduced was MCAS. It sounds like a very cool thing. Modular Content Availability System for clean content gating and unlock control. Noah, can you share a little bit of wisdom on what this is all about?
This is another one of Alex's systems. And so, but basically, this is more of a back end system that helps us properly gate and guard availability, whether that's rank, reward drops, or store purchases. So it's going to be a pretty big thing moving forward, and very it's a very nice system for us to leverage to provide things to players at certain times or behind certain criteria.
Very cool. Awesome. So this will be kind of more behind the scenes, but it'll definitely be apparent to players during gameplay at different points. All right. So the other thing that you worked on was CWiz. And for those players who are not familiar with CWiz, you want to give a quick definition of that, Dave? I think you're always good at defining CWiz for people.
Close-in weapon system. I think originally developed by the U.S. Navy to protect ships from incoming missiles. It's in the Expanse universe. They call them PDBs, for point defense batteries. But yeah, it's rapid fire guns that are intended to put up a curtain of metal in between the ship and whatever's attacking it.
I love that curtain of metal. It is so cool to see when I love watching in gameplay when you can tell it's activated. It just looks awesome. Very cool visual. Adds a lot, and it's based on real life also. All right, so on CWiz, which we've obviously had in the game for a long time, there have been major reductions in the CPU overhead. So this is basically will help with performance, Noah.
Yeah, across the board, ships run their CWiz calculations a lot more efficiently.
Nice.
They split the load over multiple frames, so we can limit how many weapons can update per frame, and it'll do a cascading or cyclic progress over multiple frames. So it just, we're spreading out the load. They're still as effective. There might be a little slower to track missiles sometimes, but like we can work on polish and implement fixes for that.
Very cool. It's a very important gameplay feature that players should definitely leverage to the fullest. But that's great. Okay, cool. So as you can see, we update systems all the time and improve and optimize. So let us know if there's something else you see that needs to be fixed in the game. You can just press F8 in the game to give us that feedback. If you're watching live, feel free to ask any questions. If you're watching the replay, glad you tuned in. All right, the next thing is lag PIP toggle added to switch between lead and lag aiming modes. What's this all about?
So this has been highly requested in many different places by users. So lead pip shows you the place you need to shoot and align your weapons to in order to hit the target at its current speed or velocity and position. Lag pip shows where your projectile will impact if you shoot. So it like flips. It's hard to describe in a non-super technical way, but like you can more accurately place your projected impact point on a target versus having to offset your aim from the lead pip. Like let's say you're targeting the reactor of a roost or something. Now you just move your lag pip onto the engine deck area of the roost, instead of having to like kind of shift your crosshair relative to the orientation of the ship.
Very cool.
So I would highly recommend giving it a try. Like Alex was not a believer in it, I think, initially. And yeah.
That's awesome. And so this is actually a setting, right? This is a setting that the players can change.
It's in settings miscellaneous. The projected impact point.
Okay, cool. In addition, so some looks like some bugs were fixed with bots. Now they're using their fixed weapons.
Correctly? Yeah, good luck. Yeah. The AI strikes are a little bit devious sometimes with their railguns.
Now, I still see a lot of players asking new players like, am I playing against real players or are these bots?
They can do some fun things sometimes that you're like, really? That's kind of cool. Other times they can be idiots. So we got to work on that a little bit.
All right, so we got another follow comment on the pip actually from MK Power. So the new pip, it is only really useful with the railgun because seaways are fixed in different sections of the ship.
It's right now it's more useful for fixed weapons, whether that's a railgun or a fixed like cannons. We do have ideas for making gimbal auto tracked targeted entities, like being able to shift or slew your aim, the gimbal's aim on the target, or have it target specific subsystems. But that's still that's not going to be in any time, I think, in the immediate future, maybe down the line.
Okay, very cool. Well, that's great. Okay, great. Okay, now the MFD module tiles have been redesigned. Very cool. So that's basically just for more clarity, a little cleaner.
Yeah, it's a little easier to read. They don't like half of the bottom row doesn't get cut off on the
Right.
screen anymore. We turned off some data that wasn't being utilized properly, and yeah, so they're not the most beautiful things in the world, but they are a step in the right direction, and
Yeah.
the first step in the making the cockpit experience a much better, enjoyable, intuitive process. And
Now, is it just for the strike or is this for all the ships?
this is for all the ships, right?
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I think we're going to be focusing on is universalizing functionality between all the different cockpits.
Yeah. That makes
And
sense.
how they're communicated. Like they'll obviously have their own stylistic differences, but that whole cockpit experience, I think, needs to be improved as a whole, and it's one of the things we're most internally aware of.
Yeah, I mean that's a great item to for us to work on in early access. And that's kind of one of the
Yes.
points of early access. So when you get everything working functionally, and then we'll make everything as pretty as possible during early access. Okay, cool. I also see that maintenance volumes have been restored to free flight, in addition to some visual polish.
Yep, that's pretty straightforward as is. They're back in free flight, so you don't have to respawn to replenish your ammo. You can just fly into the maintenance zone.
Perfect. I also see fixed startup rendering thumbnail delay loop and length. So that was really long before.
Yeah, there were some bugs with that, so it would take 3 times as long as it should, 4. So we just this game startup process runs more quickly now, which
Okay,
is
cool.
is
Also, this is I'm sure going to be very appreciative by many players. Added primary display monitor selection to settings, so you can
Yes.
you can set your primary display.
Yes. So that's in. You can choose what display it's on. It will hopefully try to disallow moving to like if you move from like a 2K monitor to a 1080p, it'll shrink down to not exceed the working area of the new primary monitor.
Nice.
Which, but there's still some polish I want to do on that, but it should allow. I've seen that mentioned a couple times, so it
Cool.
was pretty easy to get in.
Nice. And now also a super sampling option has been added. What's that all about?
So you can either choose to have the game render at a lower resolution, still in full screen. So it just like your per pixel, you can set it to like 75%. Or you can have it render higher so one will increase performance. The other way, rendering it higher will increase clarity and visual, just the visual acuity of the game. So
cool.
yeah.
It's great to have that control with the player. They can decide what they prefer. Also, another follow comment here from MK Powers. The onboarding in new modes and scenarios is nice. Well, thank you for that. Okay, cool. Wow, so lots of great work done by Noah and Alex. You guys are next. Looks like focusing on retention systems. So for player retention, I should say, daily login and daily weekly challenges. That's pretty cool. Everyone's probably familiar with those. I love that when I see that in games. What specifically are you guys trying to do? Any example challenges?
Get 5 kills with a strike railgun, which everybody will probably be pretty good with. It's use certain chips, certain weapons, play X amount of matches. We'll be doing the initial pool of potential challenges will probably be pretty small and targeted. and then the goal is to make the pool and us as developers adding or adjusting those pooled challenge items or ranges that they can generate very easy, so we can create them quickly, and you'll get some cool rewards from them.
That's great. I love that. I love that. Okay, cool. So that's great. And then obviously there's a lot of back end work being planned so that we can release on early access. We were just talking about this before we went live, but generally the game state is in a really nice spot right now. So the remaining work, some bugs we have to fix, some back end work includes, we're looking at how to potentially include players being able to purchase a skin if they want when we launch on early access, or multiple skins. The big reason there, we talked about this on the last live stream, is that we're hoping to aim for, ideally in my head, it's less than $20, right? So $19.95 we launched on early access, but obviously we don't know how many players we're going to have in early access, and most of the players will probably be coming in when the game is at version 1 after early access releases. So for those players during early access, it would be great to offer some things if they want to support the development a little bit more, and we could provide some cool ways to make their experience a little bit more unique and feel their own. That kitten, oh my gosh, how has the kitten been? I almost forgot.
Damos, where did you see him?
I just saw him run from the closet out to, I don't know what he was doing in the closet, man. You might want to check in there.
That's where his litter box is, actually.
Oh, okay.
So.
We know exactly what he was doing.
Yeah,
So
he's been good. He's been good. He's a little crazy because he's a
kitten.
adolescent kitten. Yeah.
Oh my god, so cute.
So the last event was he pulled over the entire workout bench back there.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like he has not sustained any injuries.
No, he's fine.
He's got so much energy. Awesome. Okay, so in addition to a lot of back end work, so we'll keep you guys updated on that. I don't have a specific date for fans yet on the early access launch, but as I said, we want to try to do it as early in 2026 as possible. So obviously we're really, literally within weeks or small number of months away right now. And we'll keep you updated in these live streams on that progress. We got some great feedback from players during the last couple of weeks since the last live stream. I'll go through that really quick. This is kind of a summary, but on the controls and input, we heard some feedback that the joystick pitch input was sticking on some hardware, and the closed menu default key binding was flagged as a little bit problematic. Some people noted this is, I think, before our latest update. The head tracking regressions, head tracking had some regressions, and the zoom lock interaction was causing a problem with one player. On the combat side of things, CWIS behavior, players were asking for a prioritization of incoming missiles before general targets. And missile cycling inconsistencies were also reported. So we're looking at that. And someone else had noted that the CWIS firing at any target in range reduced their defensive effectiveness. So yeah, I think that's a known thing Noah is aware of. On the UI, MFD, UX front, we heard some feedback regarding the primary MFD behavior being inconsistent after target destruction. So thanks for sending that in. Players, a few players reported that they wanted automatic MFD switching when a target is acquired. Large central MFD. Yeah, Dave, did you submit that one? Was that from you?
Yeah, there it is. There's the cackle.
Everyone needs to know this out there watching, whether you're watching live or afterwards, that the feedback system is awesome, and it's not only for the players out there. The team also uses it, right? So when we're playing and testing, we use the same feedback system. That's why I tell people it's okay if you could post something in Steam or in Discord, but the best way to do it is in game, because we see that stuff right away. We have a great way to track it and assign it. So it's and we'll get things as clean as possible when submitted through the in-game system. So try to prioritize always doing that. Plus, it's fresh in your head if you're doing while you're playing. Anyway, so Dave is probably one of our highest contributors on the team on the in-game feedback system. So anyway, okay. The other thing we saw, ship preview flow seemed unreliable in the fighter store. So I guess sometimes the ship was not showing correctly.
Yeah.
We also had a report of a missing ship manager screenshot button. and some patterns or all patterns cannot be removed once applied. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, those are all from me.
Okay, there you go. Let's see. Is this one from you, Dave? Store and upgrade paths unclear, weapon placement on own ship not discoverable. Is that also from you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So obviously, Dave Westman is going to keep the team busy. So feel confident that just because you didn't report something doesn't mean we're not going to see it, because Dave is also very good. Has got a good eye.
And something to keep in mind is if a lot of people are reporting something,
That helps. Yeah.
then
we
that
know.
increases
Yeah.
the importance that we deal with it.
That's true. I will say that the director, Jack Mamias, he wanted to be here today, but he's actually working, meeting with some students. He's a professor at SCAD, one of the best schools in the world. Anyway, he always reviews all the feedback, and if he sees it only came in from Westman, it's really iffy whether that will be tackled, right? So, but you can back Westman up by always submitting your feedback, and we'll see if it's something Westman has already reported. Okay, regarding progression, we also got a couple of reports that credits are not always awarded after contracts. I think this is known, something we're looking into, and the ship renaming was not applied immediately. So thanks for that. Loadouts and weapons were disappearing without replacement path. That's interesting. And on the data and simulation clarity side of things, we saw a report of thrust to weight numbers felt inconsistent across variants. Someone else reported that the players wanted reactor output, engine thrust, and specific impulse exposed to help explain performance differences. I'm not sure if that one came in from you, Westman, but that's a pretty good idea. It did come in from you. Okay. On the tutorial side of things, we got some feedback that the basic flight training can soft lock if targets are registered too quickly. So that's interesting. So that's definitely a bug. All right, we will take a look at all that and more. So keep those feedbacks coming. Okay, I think we're gonna hit it right. My goal is always to have these go a half hour. And I think we're gonna hit this nice. Dave, yeah, go ahead, Dave. I was gonna say.
I did have one thing, because
Yeah.
last time that I was on, I promised a little bit of lore. So I actually posted a link for you, Edmar.
Oh, great, awesome.
Ready?
No, you are welcome to hang out, but if you want to go on for your Sunday brunch and hang out with the kitty, you can disconnect.
I'll probably head out. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thanks, Noah. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Noah.
Later.
Okay, let me bring up this link from Dave. Dave, where'd you put it?
It's in Ready for Review.
Okay, let me grab this. So we have our internal Discord we use. Okay, I think I see this link here. Okay, you want me to share the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do this. Okay, so while I bring this up, tell me, what is this exactly?
So this is a page out of our technical compendium, which is something that all Kickstarter backers will be getting. And of course, we'll make that available to everybody at some point. But I've decided to start leaking parts of it. And so today's treat is the page dedicated to the Dromedary class heavy interorbital tanker from Bir Al Nujum Mining and Manufacturing Corporation.
All right, let me see if I can make this as big as possible for people here. Let me go here. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let me move this one. Okay, so tell me a little about the technical compendium while I bring this up.
So the technical compendium is a fairly massive book that it's basically a coffee table book about the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very much inspired by some of the great technical companion books for, everything from the movie Aliens to various versions of Star Trek. And so it's got chapters on the entire world setting, all of the corporations and factions, all of the ships, the bases and stations and weapons, the Saturn system. In compiling all of the data for the Saturn system, I of course went to NASA websites and others, and found some discrepancies. So I was able to alert NASA to some errors in their
Get
public
out of here.
information. Yeah.
You're crazy.
Well, not that I know which set of data was correct, but they didn't agree with each other, so something was off.
That's funny. All right, let me see. I think that's as big as I can get it.
Okay, so the main images in the center are two different perspective shots of the in-game asset. The upper left corner image is a embroidered patch design
Ooh,
that,
nice.
that Remco created. Yeah, it's really cool.
I
He's made a
love
bunch
that.
of those.
That is wild.
And then the black and white symbol is the Arabic version of the company name, Bir Al Nujum.
Wow. Who did that? Remco did that?
I'm not sure exactly who it was.
We got to find out.
I know Erin did that version of the ship where she applied that image to the shield at the front of the ship.
Very cool. Good.
And
Yeah, I like
it
that.
translates to stars well.
Oh, nice. That'd be a pretty cool tattoo, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hardcore fan of the game.
And you can see in the text, it's basically a giant drone. It's an automated transport ship. It's designed to go within a planetary system, and of course Saturn with its dozens of moons. It's an ideal place for this thing to operate. In the text, it references the Meridian Station, which is a gigantic facility at Titan. It's actually the anchor weight to a space elevator that connects to the surface at Titan. And Titan is the source of an incredible amount of volatiles. You may have seen posters when they realized how much oil and liquid, LNG, liquid natural gas exists on Titan. It's more than exists on Earth.
Wow.
So of course, Titan needs some freedom.
Wow. That's great. And so I wonder, so the idea of this, so this is going to be a big digital book, right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, back to the technical compendium. Sorry, I sidetracked there.
Okay.
Yeah, the idea is it's a fully illustrated coffee table style book on the game's universe.
Awesome. I love it. And maybe there'll be a way to print this, so it'd be a hard copy too.
Oh, that would be really nice.
Very cool stuff. So this work has been ongoing for people who are unfamiliar with the history of the studio. Work has been ongoing upwards of over 10 years, actually, on the project In the Black. It was originally called Starfighter Inc., which is the hiring agency inside the game. And then when we settled on a final name, In the Black, we were able to trademark it, which is great. And we have gone through 2 Kickstarters. The first one was unsuccessful. We were almost there.
Almost there.
We were so close. But it was a good lesson for us because we had pitched in the original Kickstarter the general idea and concept of the game. We had very, very, very little to show in terms of work. It was basically just, hey, this is what we want to do. Is there an appetite for it? Does the public want to see us build this? A lot of people did, but just shy of the goal we had set. So in Kickstarter, it's all or nothing. So what we did after the first Kickstarter, we just put our own sweat into it. We didn't get any money, obviously, in the first Kickstarter. So the team contributed their own time and worked on a nice prototype. And then that's what we showed off in the second Kickstarter, which is about a year later, I think. And that one was successful. We had asked for less money, obviously, because we had done some work over that time, so we didn't need as much. And then we released that. What were you gonna say, Dave?
Well, I was saying it was we thought we had done our homework when we did the first one, but it was our first one. We made some mistakes, but one of the biggest things, it wasn't really a mistake. It was just something that we didn't realize how important it was that we present gameplay video.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
So the second one had gameplay video.
Yes, yeah, that was a key learning, I think. And we actually towards the very end of the Kickstarter, the first Kickstarter, we released a small video, but it just was too little, too late, I think, for that. But it was good. It was a good lesson, and I told the team that that it validated that definitely a lot of people who like what we're doing. So to keep your chin up and let's just keep working at it if you believe in it, and many of us did. So obviously that's why we're here today. The second Kickstarter, just for a little more context, even though it was successful, it was my decision to not release that to the general public, the game to general public, because I felt like it still was not strong enough to be a commercial product at that time. So what we did is we released that game to all the backers, of course, gave them the game. Many of them are still playing in the beta we have right now for the early access. And then we've been working on making a better game overall experience for the general public. And that's why we're here today. So this work, back to the technical compendium, goes back to the Kickstarter, where this is one of the things that we wanted to have for everybody. So this is a amazing resource, people who really want to get into the lore. And I think with an IP like In the Black, there's so much great lore already, I think, foundationally, and there's so many different places we can go with this. I just love the fact that we've been able to leverage realism in the context of this type of experience in the game, and that realism kind of carries over into the story in terms of different corporations. You do not need to look much further than the front headlines of today's newspapers to see how powerful corporations are in the world. And including just even today, I saw that there's major corporations raising red flags about what's been happening in South America. With regards to oil resources, same thing. And we're just taking it a little bit higher in the atmosphere. So I think there's definitely a bunch of players that will never ever touch or be interested in story. That's just they just want to play, right?
Yeah.
But there are a bunch of players who they love it, and then some players even love the story more than they will play the game. They just love the story part of it. One of the comments, I didn't say it earlier, but one of the comments we got from the in-game feedback system had to do with how they think that the Expanse people should talk to us right away, because this is basically very similar environment. Obviously, this game was started way before the Expanse was a TV show, but it was really cool for us to see. We've talked about this before, but it was cool to see how the Expanse kind of showed what was that something grounded in realism without force fields and things like that, using realistic physics, could actually be really compelling experience to watch on the big screen or the little screen. But now we're making it our idea is to actually just make that a very playable experience. So super exciting. I see our Discord manager Paul Hessling, aka Frosty Donuts, is here. Hey Frosty, he's always a big help on our Discord. All right, great, Dave. This is so helpful. So what can people look forward to in terms of the I know you're working on a few things right now. You're working on the pilot manual.
Yeah. It's been too long since I did a comprehensive update, and with all of the changes that have been implemented over the last couple of months, the pilot manual needs to be updated. The FAQ needs to be updated. So I'm going to spend time on that. And of course, I'm doing a lot of testing, entering feedback, and I also need to participate in some of the design discussions, like on the player retention system. One of the interesting things I've been thinking about is there's a game I play almost every day on my phone.
Oh, what's that?
And the Battle for Polytopia. It's a little 2D strategy game. And they have a daily challenge thing. And if you play every day for a week, it's part of a bracket, whichever bracket you're going to be competing in. But if you miss a day, you're kind of screwed. And so I'm thinking about in terms of our design is, do we want to punish people for missing a day?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, people have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
I think it would be tough.
I want to set more realistic targets for busy people.
Well, actually, speaking of the pilot manual, we also have something that would be fantastic if players want to help contribute to. That's the whole point of this one, and that is the wiki, which is
Mm.
currently hosted on where is it here? Here it is. Currently hosted on Fandom, FANDOM. I'll put this link in the chat so people can check it out. But we would love if people want to contribute this in black. People want to contribute, feel free. I know Dave is probably going to try to take a pass at this also.
Yeah, I try to. Well, it's been a while, but I was trying to ensure that what was there was accurate. So if anybody does have the time to spend on this and improve it, I'm very grateful. And of course, I will do an edit past if needed.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I was
it's
Go ahead.
yeah. Well, my other gaming addiction is Valheim, which has
Oh,
a
yeah.
huge wiki, and it's I'm just fascinated by that. It's like it's really cool to see a community build around a game and support the game and support each other. You see that now in our Steam discussions where the people that are playing the game are helping the newbies
I
understand the
love that.
systems and giving them
I love that
advice, and
so much.
it's great.
Yeah, so there's obviously a lot of stuff in here already. Here's the Hyperion page. Oh, look at this.
Oh, that's from the Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah.
It still has the Starfighter Inc. logo on there.
Yeah. So yeah, so I think, but this is great though for some people who want to kind of get into the nitty gritty of stuff. So we would love to see if players could contribute to this, and we'll also do our part also. But if you are going to do that and you need some information from us to help fill stuff out, get in touch with us. Super easy. You could email support@impellerstudios.com, or you could just go to our Discord server, which is discord.gg/intheblack. I'll put the invite in the chat here so people will see it. But yeah, I think as you can see on the screen, really cool stuff on the wiki. And I was actually looking into if we should do our own wiki or go to a website like this. But from what I can tell, Fandom is one of the better ones, and other games are using the same thing. Actually, what is Valheim using for their wiki? Is it their own one, or are they?
No, I think it's. I'm not sure it's Fandom, but I know it's not their own proprietary thing.
Mm-hmm. So if you are out there and you love
it's Fandom.
It is, okay. Yeah, so we should stick with this one, but I think there's probably opportunities to make it even better. Okay, so I'm going to put the Discord invite here. This is our Discord server. If you want to jump in and join the developers and other players, highly encourage. It's a great place to hang out. There you go. It's in the chat now. All right, Dave, thank you so much. This has been great.
Yep.
Really appreciate it. And for all the players out there who are watching this live, you're watching the replay, thanks for joining us. Let us know what you'd like to see us cover. Dave was nice enough to bring some background lore today, but if you want to hear about something else next week, definitely let us know. Current plan is to do this every Saturday at 11. But I have a meeting with the team to discuss our schedule and how impactful this is for the players. We're going to discuss that this week. If you have, and so I'll let you know the upcoming schedule for 2026. So nothing finalized now for this Saturday, but there, we may be broadcasting this Saturday again at 11 a.m. Today was a little different because I was at CES. Go ahead, Dave.
I'll bring another tech compendium page.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well, that's another reason. All right. So let us know if these live streams are impactful for you, whether you're watching live or the replays. Let us know. We may reduce the cadence of them if it makes more sense. But we're going to be discussing that internally as a team. So give us your feedback as well, because it's all about what the players like to see most. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody coming to Mission Briefing number 13. Keep the feedback coming by pressing F8 in the game. And then jump over to our Discord if you want to also connect with some of the other players as well as the developers. And as I said earlier, it'd be a great help if people want to jump into the team discussion area and help those brand new players who might not be familiar with the team's Discord, so we can make sure they're happy and getting their questions answered. All right, so we'll be continuing the building of the game as we head towards early access. Great update. Thank you so much today from Alex for providing the Toby video. Very nice progress there. And to Noah for jumping on today on his well-deserved weekend to jump in and give us an update on some of the work that the team has been working on and will be working on as we go to early access. Dave, as always, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been fantastic.
Thank you, Edmar.
Okay, until next time.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye.